Okay, right, I've done this video at the end of our little adventure, but I'm going to explain to you so you can all find it here and what to expect. So if you hire a bicycle from the town centre, or you can get a taxi here. The taxis, it's a bit of a strange one. You probably have to hire a taxi to sit and wait for you, so I'm not really sure how much it'll cost, but the owner reckons it's about $35 for a return trip and for him to wait for you, but you could probably negotiate a deal. Or you can get your bicycle. We used a guy in town. I'll put a little photograph up of the name of it. I can't remember. It's in the town centre. It's $20 for a day for a bike, and then they'll show you a map where there's 2 places where you can come and see tortoises on the map. And so you pass the first one. For the first one, you need to pay for a guide. You're going to go in a big group. You're going to go on a bus, and you've probably got an entrance fee as well. I'm not sure, but if you come past it and find this sign, okay, because the guy who rents you your bicycle may give you the incorrect name. So when you find this sign, that's where you've got to turn. The road just goes on anyway, just down there, and that's the end of the road. So if you do find yourself at the end where it's just a turning point, just come up and it's your first one on your right hand side. But again, this is the sign that you need. When we arrived, there were just 2 dogs barking, and we thought there was no one in. Luckily I went round the back and he was working on his truck, and his wife popped out and said hello also. You were then it's $5 basically, and then he takes you out and you go down this, they say it's only a little cave. We were in there a good 10 or 15 minutes, as you'll see from the videos that I've made. Inside there was some photographs. There's a tiny little tunnel that you can crawl through, and it opens up into a nice big cavern. You then come out of the cave, you then walk around his like plantation where there's tortoises just trotting around everywhere. It's lovely, and his little dog came in the cave, was running around everywhere. And then you go up to a lookout point, and the view is spectacular there. It is amazing. Highly recommend doing it for $5, guys. They do food here. They've got pop and beer and things like that, so you can drink that. Let me just spin this around so you can just have a quick look to get your bearings of what you're looking for when you arrive. He told us a story about what he was trying to do here, or his father-in-law was. You go down into one tunnel, come out of the other. He was going to build a walkway to another tunnel, and which will bring you around in a big loop. Unfortunately, his father-in-law had an accident and he ended up passing away because of that accident, and this guy now can't afford to do it, and I think that's really sad. And he says not many tourists come here now because of the tortoise place next door, and there's a monopoly there because in town they're selling day trips there, so everyone's an organised tour. We've done it on our own. We found it, it was easy. So I really would recommend. It's only $5, and then a Coke is $3. I gave him a $12 tip. His face just lit up. He was so thankful he actually cuddled me. Guys, I'd really please recommend coming to this place, because it is so lovely. I'm really touched by it, and the views are spectacular. You can see it's been very cloudy, but as the clouds lifted, we saw Isabella, Pinzone, I believe it is, and then a little island with no name. All of the islands are starting to come because the clouds lifting. Highly recommend it. Beautiful afternoon out, and then it's all downhill all the way back to Porto Ayora. So jump on a bike, have the time of your life. Enjoy. And so we found this place in the middle of nowhere up in the Highlands, and it was $5 each to get in. It's beautiful little shack with 2 giant tortoise shells in it where you can see how heavy they are. And this is the owner. Oh. And Darwin and his little
no Charlie,
and his puppy what's coming along. And here's the cave. It's not the famous one that you've all seen on YouTube, but it's certainly a big cave, and we're going in it, and it is very dangerous, and the steps are just rocks and a pathway. But I'd certainly advise you to come and have a look at this. We're not even in it yet, and I think it's absolutely incredible. So Here we go. I'm very excited. Oh, yes, and there's tortoises all around here as well, just walking around. Okay, see you soon. Guys, that was incredible. It was very hot down there, as you can see. I'm very sweaty. And you come out, look out from there, which brings you to these beautiful fields where you find more tortoises just hanging out. There's two here and here. Guys, it's $5. You don't even need to pay for a guide. Please, I'm so out of breath. Sorry. Please cycle up here, get a taxi up here. Brilliant. All the time you need. And you're back here. So moving on out of that lovely lava tunnel, the gentleman has walked us through the field and has now brought us into this little tropical area. And this is where all of the tortoises from this area actually live, because it's full of all the fruits that they eat. And then
cada vez que la tortuga se mete, saca con su cuerpo lodo, como una volqueta, saca el lodo y se hace cada vez más grande. De aquí a 1 año y medio debe estar más grande. Okay. Ya a 5 de la tarde, algunas se acuestan aquí, otras en los matorrales. Ya depende de cada tortuga cómo le guste dormir. Hay algunas que quedan dormidas aquí, 5 de la tarde.
So this is the tortoises' bath, where they all come and have a wash. However, I don't think they'll get very clean in there. Little puppy dog still having an adventure. And on we go. We're making our way up to, oh yeah, do be careful, because there's lots of giant tortoise poo and I've just stood in some. We're now carrying on and we're going to something called the Lookout, which is high up, which on a clear day you are able to see Isabella. As you see, it's very cloudy and it's very, very hot now. So we've made it through the fields now to this beautiful area, and his shack is right over there. And we just got one more push up here till we get to the top of the lookout. When you get here, you'll have to be careful, because along the road part there's quite big trucks, because the area where we are in, oh my god, there's a big drop there. There's a mine, so you just got to get this one little last push to get to the lookout point at the top. This better be worth it. I booped. Wow. Doesn't disappoint. I just hope that you guys can come here and it isn't raining, because he just showed us on his map, on his telephone, that you can see all the other islands around from the view where we are. So here's the view. We'll start off so you can see his shack where we started off. I hope you can see just the little silver roof that's there. Making our way around. And remember the 2 craters where we were at the beginning of the morning? Look at this one. Absolutely colossal. And there's the ocean, where it looks lovely and sunshiny. There's our lovely guide who's done all of this for us. And just below is the mine. What an incredible adventure. See you soon, hopefully at the beach where it's hot and dry.